Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Megan Miller, and this is We'll Decide Wednesday, a special feature of the Do Better podcast.
And I'm Joe Smith, and I'm the co-host for the Do Better podcast with Dr. Megan Miller. And this is our little feature that we host every Wednesday that has a wheel, and the wheel decides our fate, whether we live or die. Just joking. No, not at all.
I hope not. That's not what I signed up for tonight, Joe.
Instead, it talks about different topics that we'll discuss. Some ABA related, some just like personal, like get to know you, have fun, fun topics. You know what? It's 2020. Why not have a little fun? You know,
gotta do something.
Gotta do something. You know. So welcome, and what we'll do is we'll each have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to talk about a random topic on the wheel. And Megan, do you have anything else, or are you ready to spin that wheel?
I am ready to spin the wheel.
All right, let's do it. Let's see what's going to happen.
Oh, we haven't had one of these for a while.
No, we haven't.
Better shout out. Awesome. So excited. Okay. And technically, I know you went first last time. I do remember that. So I'll go first, I suppose. And I'll go ahead and start my timer. Okay. So do better shout out. I haven't thought about this for a while. I've been so overwhelmed by so many things. So this is actually really great one to have because I need to show some gratitude. The first one, we had our last free webinar today with Abby Twyman, and it was phenomenal. She did a model action circle with us, and all of the things that we've been talking about in various spaces throughout the year, she just sort of tied together. We talked about how like colonialism shows up in various places and what we can do to work against that. And then she had information about ACT and precision teaching and direct instruction. It was just so amazing. And she also modeled how, as a behavior analyst, you can tell stories and use narrative to teach and explain concepts by sharing some of her own stories and some growth that she's done. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, it's live on our Do Better Movement Facebook page, and it will also go on the Do Better doc. It'll eventually be on our website as a CE course as well. I also have to give gratitude to everyone. Sorry, Joe, because you were invited, but you didn't show up. But everyone who attended the Good Riddance party that we had on Saturday, it was so much fun. We had festive things. I was wearing my lamp dress and my leg lamp dress, and we just had so much fun. Playing games. Vince LaMarca did this like amazing Ignite shout roast of 2020, and people taught Pat McGreevy about memes, however you want to pronounce it, because he didn't know what they were. It was just such a fun time and a wonderful way to end the year. So that was really great. And then some other Do Better shout outs that I already sort of mentioned this before we started recording, but Leslie Williams for just so passionately and actively participating in We'll Decide Wednesday every Wednesday and as many of our other events as possible. You've been such a wonderful cheerleader and active participant and engager with all things Do Better this year and in the past. So thank you so much for that. And then I also need to give a Do Better shout out to the admins sorry, my time's up, but the new admin moderating team that took over when we made the transition to the Do Better Collective. So there's now the Listen, Learn, Lead Facebook group. And there's a new moderating team and admin for that. So Leslie's one of the moderators. Rose is another moderator. And then Jenna Lee and Erica are the admin. So I'm super appreciative. I was able to step down and off of that responsibility December 1st. So that's been very helpful.
And your time is up.
Yeah, sorry, I went over.
That's all right. As long as we didn't hit the hour mark, I think we're good. So no, all right. So let's go ahead and I'll start my timer up. And my time starts now. So for me, my do better shout out is a little different. First, I want to shout out to all the RBTs and behavior technicians that are out doing their thing during this pandemic, especially when COVID cases are rising. You guys are the frontline response team to provide necessary therapeutic services to these little guys, these learners, these little humans that we care about deeply and passionately. Without you guys, I don't think our field would be reaching out to as many people. And I really appreciate you guys every day waking up, showing up, and you working with your BCBA. So thank you. Especially my team, Go Team Paw Joe. I really appreciate you guys, doing your thing and working with the families and showing up. So thank you. I gotta give a shout out to Megan as well. I mean, putting this thing to the Do Better Collective, all the CEUs, all the podcasts, all the amazing webinars. I don't know how you do it or where you find time in the day to do it, but you are just rocking out and making ABA better by creating these opportunities for us to learn. So I really appreciate it. And just bringing the field together as a community. I love it. I can't think of anyone else who's like, I know there's people out there that's also doing webinars and trying to make a difference in this field. So thank you. And let's see, how many more seconds do I have? And then my time's up.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Joe. I know I feel bad. I was thinking about that as you were talking. I was like, I didn't shout out Joe or Jen, who are both like the two people that keep, like, obviously with Do Better, the podcast and everything, being able to have this opportunity. And we like knocked out so much more stuff this year than last year. And I was looking at the Spotify, like when I signed in, there was information about our Spotify stats or whatever, and like how many different countries and whatnot. And I was like, wait a minute. We've only actually been publishing episodes for a year and like 2 months. Like, why does it seem so much longer than that? Probably because 2020 is just like the year that never ends. So thank you so much for this idea. And I did give you a shout out. If you haven't watched the Facebook Live that I posted on Saturday, I did shout you out specifically in there as well. So
thank you. I did see that. Thank you.
Yes. And then Jen, who a lot of people don't necessarily see as much, she's like behind the scenes, but the one little person I work with here, I actually have an office and I go and like see someone and it's amazing. So her and of course her husband, Justin, without them, a lot of the different projects that we've been doing like wouldn't even be ideas because they're the visionaries behind a lot of the stuff. So super excited to continue to work with them in 2021. So, that might have been my thing for the wheel. It might have been, it wasn't going to be resolutions, but it was something in that realm, like maybe a committed action or something. I don't know.
Committed actions for 2021.
Yeah, I think that might have been what it was. So,
and I got another one for you too.
What?
Takeaways of 2020.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. And I think we're going to have to play it by ear, whether or not we meet the next couple of weeks with like the holidays and everything. Because technically like the 23rd and the 30th are not holidays, but depending on like I'll be around. I don't have any plans or anything. So like, I'm happy to hop on for our 30 minutes, both those times. So maybe we won't even spin the wheel those nights. Maybe those will just be the things we talk about.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you can make a wheel
with just those two, and we'll see which one we talk about first.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask Leslie, because I know for sure she's watching, if you have a vote on that, if we should just plan for the last two, we'll decide Wednesdays to talk about those two things, or if we should still spin the wheel and see if they come up. And then Leslie also said she's thankful for the vaccine. Her husband got it today. And for both of you beautiful humans, Megan, meeting you will always be a highlight for me. Yes, it was wonderful meeting you two all the way back in 2019 when we were able to travel places. I really enjoyed going to Oklahoma. I never thought I'd say that. And we got to talk about Baker Mayfield. It was just great times.
You know what? They're actually doing all right this season. They're doing all right.
Yeah, but we lost on Monday and it was so heartbreaking. But the Steelers have actually lost twice now. So what?
Yeah, you know what? I blame it on we had the Ravens on Wednesday and we had the Washington football team on Sunday. And then we play another game like quickly after that on Sunday. Like there was no like, or was it Thursday night? It was.
I don't know. You all had some weird stuff happen there with your schedule for sure.
We did, and I think my team is just exhausted. Because I know we won against the Ravens, but the last two, the Washingtons, that's like back to back.
Yeah, you lost to Washington and the Jets.
No.
It was some. It wasn't a.
We lost.
Was it? No, it wasn't the Jets. We played the Jets.
No, we lost to the Buffalo Bills.
That's what it was. I knew it was something.
They are killing it this year. The
are
Bills
they?
are. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't paid attention to them at all.
They're like 9-3 this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
all right.
They're killing it.
So they're like the Browns. Well, now the Browns are 9-4, but still. Yeah, it was funny. I had so many people message me on Monday, like, wow, the Browns are so amazing. I'm like, where have you been for all of 2020? And like, to me, like they played against the Titans so much better. So it was like hard to watch because I was just like, I know you all, like, you're just missing a little bit of that jive that you had last week. But when Lamar Jackson came out of that locker room, I was like, what the heck did y'all give him? I don't know if you were watching the whole game, but like the very last few minutes of the game, he just comes like strolling out and like throws this bomber for a touchdown. I was like, come on. And then only the Browns would end the game trying to do like backward passes and end up with a safety.
You know what? I don't care. I think the best football player on the Ravens anyways is Trace McSorley.
I didn't pay attention. It's really hard, like, because Dobbins is an Ohio State alum. So, like, every time I hear his name, I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, crap. We play for the Ravens. I can't root for you.
The Purple Browns. The Purple Bears.
The Purple Browns. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll beat the Jets. Or, yeah, I think that's who we played.
Yeah, the Jets are like 0-10.
Well, maybe we won't beat them because sometimes we just F up that way, too. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Who knows? They needed one win, Yeah,
it doesn't have to be against us. So, and then what about, I know we're like, just like, we usually do our little sports chat before we start recording. So sorry for those of you who are listening. And what about this crap with Ohio State? So what, Michigan can't play the game and now all of a sudden they're fine and they're going to play Iowa this weekend? Like, why are you even doing that?
Yeah, why? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. And it's not fair at all.
I mean, thankfully, like the Big Ten is allowing us to play in the championships, but it still hurt our chances for the playoffs. Like, who knows what they're going to do with that?
Yeah.
So, and Army won. So that was fun.
Army won.
That was incredible. A very low scoring game, but that's fine.
So let me guess. So I'm thinking that Navy usually wins every year for that game.
It does feel what I always joke around and say, like, when I watch the Army Navy game, I get a little taste of what Michigan feels like as an Army fan. But it was funny because Taylor was born in 2016, and Taylor has seen 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. And out of those 5 years, Army has won 4 of those 5.
Wow.
So it was like Taylor being born was just this special thing
that Army needed.
Yeah.
So, but just one last question. Why are you an Army fan?
Because the Army team's the pride and dream of every Heart and Gray. My dad went to West Point. So he's a West Point class of 79. So I grew up watching when we were fortunate and he would like actually watch the game at home, because when we were younger he liked to go to like the bar and watch it and stuff, but we watched it. He took us to quite a few of the games, but my favorite memory, I can't remember if I told you this or not, but my favorite memory, it was a really close game and I'm laying on the couch watching it and he's like jumping all around the room, like blah 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 blah. The favorite phrase, like whenever we'd be like, "Dad, settle down, it's okay," and he'd be like, "You don't know because you didn't go." Like just get like so into it. But the like Army scored in like the last few seconds with like a field goal or something, and he comes over to give me a high five and slapped me in the face because he missed my hand. And I was like, what, Dad? So that's my favorite story about that. But yeah, they had quite the losing streak. I think it was 14 years in a row they lost, and then when Taylor was born they started winning again. It was like a shaping process for those like last like 2015 2014. They were starting to actually put up a fight. 2013 they actually scored, which was something they hadn't done prior. And I only know a lot of this because like my Facebook memories over the last week or so like reminds me of watching the game and like what the score was. I do not have that good of a memory to like know all that. So
I mean, it looked really awesome too. Just because it took place the game was at West Point.
Yeah, it was actually at West Point this year, which is like really it's rare because usually they play in neutral territory and all of the cadets and the midshipmen get like bused and you're like required to be there, and there's all sorts of requirements about your behavior and whatnot while you're at the game. It's definitely an experience. Like I said, we've been to a few of them, and it's just such a unique football experience to see sort of that combination of American, pride and respect for the military and all of that combined with like love and passion for football and like the spirit you would see at like a college football game. It's incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just saw video clips of like helicopters hovering and then the cannon blast. I was like, and then even the soldiers marching into the stadium.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
And they always do a flyover, and they usually have people parachute in. It's pretty cool. The only thing I wasn't a fan of was like watching Trump walk out on the field with no masks or anything on. Like I know they were outside, but still, it's just like, why are you here? But whatever. So, all right. Well, I got to go hop on my 8 o'clock. Hopefully everyone enjoyed our football discussion for the last few minutes there. Leslie said it sounds good to her if we just talk about, so if you're watching or listening and you can join us on the 23rd and we don't have to cancel last minute, we'll plan to talk about either 2020 takeaways or committed actions for 2021. And then we'll do the other one on the 30th. So.
Awesome.
All right. Bye everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.